Well, good morning. Uh, the time 5:45, and today is Tuesday, 4th December 2018. You are here to do another tutorial, and this one is strictly MSM exams questions you are to try and then solve, relating to database management system, and I have them here. These are the questions we did in MSM. They just ended MSM. That's University Ideal. There's the distance education, computer science. That's year 3. The questions are 5. Is 4. The last one is not about like coding. I think it's properties of sub query also. When we get there, we cross it. So right away, let's move on, and it will be on YouTube. So I've actually created a channel for the year 3, so all questions I'll be able to solve, I'll put it in that channel on YouTube. Hey, don't shame me, YouTube, or my internet. So from YouTube, if you search for web extremists, don't shame me, my network, I trust you. Okay. I have this one already relating to digital entrepreneurship, and I have about 17 videos there, and I have this one specifically, ideal computer science. I have 3 there already. That is the one relating to the year 3 computer science questions. That is, those I understand, those I don't get it. Those ones of course I can't do if I don't understand them. So it will basically be for database, for web, for operational research, for AI, artificial intelligence, for C++, and I'm having challenge with my environment. That's the assembly language. The online is fooling. I'm not able, like, just for display it's able to work, but if I want to get user input, I realize the window doesn't give that option for user to input. So I'm having challenge running those type of code. So for now I'll stick to those listed, but when I'm able to get the compiler set, the online compiler, then now I'll be doing the assembly language too. So let's move straight to question 1. First, let's launch IDE using the SQL Server from Microsoft. So you just launch it. This is there. I think 2016. This is 2016. So just, this is the server. How to set it up, how to run it, or I've done it in other tutorials. So we're just going straight. And then how to get the sample database. It's online, you download it. Microsoft have that sample online. I downloaded and installed them. This is one example. The Adventure Works, the Northwing, and then PAPS database. Previously there was this Northwing and there was the PAP, and they kind of merged it and then brought this Adventure Works. So if you download the Adventure Works, you kind of have both this and this. These are like old database, and yeah, I think one of them was even built on I think around on the SQL Server 2000, has some kind of 18 years ago. So even when importing, you get some errors. You have to get the raw script and run it in SQL Server. If you're trying to import it, like if you go here, let's after downloading from online, if you go here, come and you say restore database, that version doesn't work, or it's too old. So you have to download the raw script, like the create database, create table, this create, and then you come and run it in this window here, and then you get your database and table. So that is it, and that's how I got it. And after running it, I think one of the tables doesn't have salary. I think the columns, which employees. Let's bring this one here and then see what is in the employee. Okay, we have to choose not wing database. Yeah, I think this column wasn't there. If you download from online, this column wasn't there. Like the sample you download, it doesn't have this salary column, so I just added it because the question has certain things relating to salary, so I had to add the salary column so that I can do that particular question. And it's simple, like let's see if it's let's see what is in customer. Let's say this is this customer table. Let's assuming I want to add salary to this table. Salary column is simple. I'll just alter the table. Customer add columns salary. What is the data type? It should be numeric. 19. That's 19 tickets, and then decimal places to also be 9. Incorrect syntax, you don't need it. Yeah, that's it. Alter table, customer, add salary, that's all. So if I run this one, cannot find the object. Customer is customers, yes. So that is added. So if you check it out from customers, this is even an alias, and then you come to the last part, you see a salary column is added. So you just have to update customers. Let's say salary is equal to 6,000, where customer ID customer ID is equal to LFKI01 ALFKI there is F. Short, you can just copy and then this here, and then that is one thing with this one is underlined because we've just created the column and kind of it's not cached yet, like it's not refreshed, so it's still thinking that like it's not part of me, like salary is not part of me. So if you want to refresh it, is Control plus Shift plus R, like Control plus Shift plus R. if you press this one and wait for like 5 seconds, it will do refresh and then recheck which columns belong to me and which that. You see it's gone now, so this will update it. And if you run your select statement again, you realize we now have that column 6,000. So there's no magic. You kind of have to do it. I don't know, 1 or something like that. Since it's many, alternatively you can kind of, but if you have it somewhere, you can import and then you select from this table into this table to fill those columns. Alternatively, you can go to edit. If you right click, you go to edit, you have the data this way in edit mode, so you can go to this column and then let's say so maybe you can just start, you can just be 2000. Let's see, this one is 1000. These are employees of men's school, so their salary is huge. You can just be what am I doing, 10,000, 5,000. Yeah, so I hope it makes sense. So that is another way of you filling the column. There's no like some criteria you can use in your where condition to update these ones, if any efficient way of doing this. So let's take that away. That is how I was able to get the salary column. That's how I was able to get the salary column. So is there? All right. Employees, that is the salary is here. So let's now go to question 1 straight. Why are you two? So write a sub query to find the total salaries of all workers whose first name begins with S and the third character is M. Sub query to find the total salaries of all workers whose first name begins with S and the third character is M. So it's absolutely like, if it's not for exam sake, there's no sense using sub queries to write this question. But it's for exam, so exam sake use sub query. So you have to use sub query. Other than that, there's no sense using sub query to solve this. You can just solve it straight. So these are all the employees whose first name begins with S. So let's alias it to make it easy for us to type. So where e dot first name begins with S. So first name begins with S, and the third character is M, and the third character is M. Begin with S and the third character is M. So that means the middle value can be, the next value can be anything. It can be anything. M, and then what is the character? That is the symbol for anything. Is it something like this? Oh, it's something like this. Okay, let's see this, and then the third character is M. The third character is M. That means, and the rest can be anything. So, and this is like for this one, I know this is anything. Like going forward, anything can follow. So let's see, raw, you don't have anything. So first of all, let's make sure there is such a person in the table first. So let's see. First name. So let's try and get a name here that the first character is X, and then the third character is M. So let's kind of modify one of the existing records we have. So in simplest way, we can go to the edit view. So we have it this way. So the first one, let's see this guy. The first one, let's make it S. The third character can be anything, so let's say extended. So I think Samuel should qualify for this. So we have morning, Nindo, and then let's say this. Let's make this one to S, capital S, and then is it SEM. Let's say this is a name. Let's assume this is a name, and then let's try and change one more. Peacock. No, this is Africa. We don't have anything like peacock as a name. Anyway, so we have S. We have let's see, SU. Smiler. So yeah, actually is Ismail, but we normally pronounce it Smiler. So let's use Smiler. I think Smiler should qualify. So for now we have a sample of such name that the first character is S, the second character can be anything, yeah, begins with S, and the third character can be anything. Let me first of all make this clear. Like we are all now solving it together, not like it's a kind of chew and pour. So what we don't know, we will try and fix it. Like errors will come and then we all fix it. So that is it. Like if we run it to one week, then we all go back, look at it, and then we fix it. So that's what we're trying to do here. So we kind of hope this should bring something. Okay, so to make sure we are right, let's see the S. Let's see where first name begins with S. Okay, so then that means this is even wrong. So there is S. So why is it not showing S? Oh, okay. That's shit. If you want to search for things like that, like it's not exactly. It's some kind of. They are called wild characters. Wild characters. So like that. This one. I'm sure if this is not in SQL Server, it's in Windows. Let's say, for example, if you want to search for something here, or let's say like I want to search for all test documents, I can say, well, I don't know the name, but I know it ends with test. So you realize it will bring all the test documents on my computer. So like they are word characters. They say I know the file is a Word document, but I don't know which the name. So I'll just say, well, I know it's a document. So it will bring all the documents. If you want PDF files or all PDF files in that folder, it will bring all PDF files in your folder. So these are things for searching, not only related to SQL Server, but SQL Server has its own characters to use. So if it's like you don't use equal sign, that was a stupid thing I was doing. You don't use equal sign. It's you are searching for things, so it's like. So then we have so we have S. Let's see, the first one is S, the second going can be anything. So first is S. So let me see. So we are supposed to get 3. 1, 2, 3. It begins with S, and the numbers that follow could be anything. And why is it bringing 2? This is Samuel. Okay, I'm looking at last name. Old age will kill me. This is last name, but we are looking at this one. I edited last name. So let's edit the first name rather. So let's put, and then is it Margaret, or what was it, Margaret? So here should be Samuel, and then here should be Steven, and then the Simmons will be here, and then Francis is here. So I was actually editing the last name. So you are looking at first name. Okay, so you're actually getting 4. You are getting 4. Their first name begins with S. So the second name, I think, is this character. It could be anything. And then the third name, the third letter is M. Don't fail me. Oh. Okay, so that's it. The first one is second could be anything, and if you look at here, do we have some kind of zooming? Where is that window to zoom? Is that window to zoom? That window to zoom? Zooming, 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 zooming. Toolbar. Fine. Toolbars. Properties window. I used to have some zoom here. Now you could have zoomed this one for everybody to see it well. Or alternatively, we can go to tools and then the editor or designer. This is where you set these line numbers 1, 2, 3. That is it here, line numbers. So by default it's not there, it's like this. So whatever it is 1,000 lines, there are no numbers for you to trace and see. This is where the error is. So it's good to always come to this, and as editor you go to languages and then you enable the line numbers. One other thing is to increase the font. Query results. I should just be under general, and this is also the template, like the design. You can change it here. That's not what we want. Move on. Fine. Font, and so we can kind of go to somewhere 16. Yeah, okay, this is big enough. So let's move to 20. So okay, so this is, so you can see, unfortunately it doesn't affect this part, so but you can see the code now. So this is it here. So write a subquery to find the total salaries of, so you are finding the total salaries of all the workers, to find the total salary. So the total salary, so if we come here, we have the salary, and then the keyword to use is sum. So salaries, and that's all. These are their total salaries. That is all. So like I was saying, in real application, there's no sense to use subquery to do this, because straight away you can do this. So and now the question specifically for us to get our mass is saying we should use the subquery. So what we are going to do is let's first of all list those people with beginning with S. The middle character can be anything. Let's test this and see what it means. So maybe it's kind of, it's not here, it's given null. That means SQL Server doesn't have that. Let's see. TSQL what characters. The word characters. SQL Server word characters. Let's go to, okay, it's only 2. This one, and then the underscore for one character, like just one, or and then the percentage sign for many. So like it could be anything, it could just be this. So that is it. It's just two. They don't have the star. The star works in Windows. So let's kind of list let's say employee ID. So these are the people who want to sum them. So to get a subquery, we are going to make this one a subquery. So we just come here and then we kind of duplicate the code from employees, let's say where e.employee ID in, then you open bracket and then you close your bracket here, and it will still list those three. So you can just, the sum we wrote here, you can just write it here. So we have sum and then into bracket e.salary, and then that's all. So if this is it, and you realize it will be the same as you doing it straight here. So this is 6 you can copy this one here and then paste it here, and then if you run the inner query and then or the sub query, that one is the same. It's the same. So if you write select this one minus the new one, you realize you should give it 0. Yeah. So if you run here without sub query, it works fast, and then you can make that one to a sub query, and then you run that same code again on your sub query. So basically that is it. This is for, and SQL Server, this is for comment. Double dash is for comment. So we have the question one is this. So that's it. This button, whatever you highlight it to add the comments to it. If you want to undo, is this. So this one we undo, and then this one comment also. So that is question one. And then let's go to question 2. Then retrieve the full name, salary, and address of all employees who work for the research department, and their middle initials is B. So let's retrieve a full name, what of them who work for the research department. So let's get those who work for research department first. Let's see something here to make it clearer. This is it, and then the database. We're given an assignment, and he kind of twisted it a bit. I didn't even know until yesterday that it's not the same. I realized it's not the same question. When I think let's just set it, and yeah, it's true. If you realize, this is the assignment he gave us, but there's kind of changing days and days. And this one in the MISM is the first and then the second, but in the MISM it was the first and the third. That is why this hyphen has to come. So I think in the assignment it was just something like this. First one is this, second one is this, and then but for this one we have to bring, we don't know the second one, and this is a sign to indicate we don't know the second one. So but it's all based on this schema, these diagrams that we are to. So here, this is the employee, this is the department, and let's get all employees who are working for research department. So we are kind of linking employee table to research, or to department. Yeah, to department. So question 2, select all from employee, and then we also from department. This is D, this is E, so we don't need this, and then we say inner join department, so this can go here, this can go here, or better still, you can drag this one out from the studio and then you minimize this so that this becomes the full, just the only thing you see. So D, and then M on E dot department ID is equal to D dot department ID. So S5 will run it, like function key 5 will run it. So these are all the employees, and we want those working for the research department. So you say quem D dot department name is research department, and then F5 you run. There is no department like that. So let me see my data. My data, so you need, in that case you need this one. You need this, and then employee. Let's see the departments. Here's the department table, and then we go to edit. So there has to be a department called research, so has to be this department. So we have it there. That created, and I think that's all. So we now have this department called research department, but I forgot to put the managers, those managing those departments. Let's see if I'm talking of this column. If yeah, if you get to a code that requires this one, they will come and fix them. So for now, and that ID is 002. So we have to go to our employees. And then give some of them that department so that the code can make sense. So department, let's change a couple of them. This one, let's change the department. There may be this. So these are the people working under that department. You have 4, so we can go back to our solution here. This one, no, we want this. So if we run it now, we have records in it now. So these are the people working for the research department. So, and the question is asking for their full name, the salary they take, their address, full name, and their middle initial is B. Okay, we are not done yet. So middle initial, where is that initial thing here? So middle initial is B. There is no one like that. So let's edit the data so that we can get such a record. So if we come to employee, and then those with this, so let's change this one to B, and then let's say B, and then let's say 3 of them B. So that is it. So if we come here, there are 4 people work at the research department, but if you want to get and E dot initial is equal to B, we should get 3. Yeah, so 1 is kicked out. So, and it's not case sensitive. B, it can be capital or small. It should work. Yes, it's capital or small. It's working. So these are the three people working for the research department whose initial is B. So we want their full name, their salary and address. So which one is the code is here? The code is here. So no, we want this. So and we want their full name, not like all the records. We just want their full name, and their full name is made up of first name and then second name, or the first name and last name. That is what forms their full name. Or maybe you can add their title to it, so that it will be like Mr. what, or this is basically formatting, so it depends on how you want to do it. So I will go this way. Let's say e.first name, e.last name. I'll prefer adding their title, so e.TitleOfCourtesy. So and then address, I think dot address, and the salary, the salary, and then e dot salary. So these are the records we need about them, not like everything. These are the records we need about them, and I think he mentioned this one first. This is exam, so try to do exactly as salary. So it might not be exactly so, but I just feel like listing them according to how they are listed in the question. So this is the information we need, but we have to join this one to make a full name, not like separate. So instead of comma it will be plus, instead of this it will be plus. So that's it. Yes, it's joined, but it kind of joins some way, and no column name. So let's give it a column name. So we say as, let's say full name. So okay, so as full name, but the name is not formatted well. There's no even space between them, so we can add space. So here and then space. So we add space here. Then the title comes. Okay, what is this title? Employees. This is title of courtesy is what I want, not just title. Title of courtesy. So this is what I want. So yeah, so something Mr. is either Mr. comes first, or alternatively you can put the Mr. in kind of this bracket. So what have I done? It's plus, so we have plus this. Yeah, so like the Mr. is in bracket, and yeah, so like Nancy, what, or if you want, you can bring comma for first name. So the database is US, so US first names come first. So this is this one. So I think this is their salary and then their address. This is what the master one. That's for question 2. You can arrange it well for readability sake, like this. So it's just this plus this. So these are just the pieces I put together, and then we have this one. So all this one joins to form the name. Better still, you can make that one stand tall. So this is the name, and then from address is highlighted because it's kind of a keyword in the SQL Server. If you say address, it means something, so you can put it in this parentheses, or it's supposed to be here, e.address, invalid column name. What are you talking about? First, what did I do when it was still underlining it? So that is that is it here for question 2. For question 2, if you run it, you realize this is what we are supposed to get. This is what we are supposed to get. Alternatively, this one you can use concat. There's a keyword for that, concat, and instead of plus, that one to be comma. So e.FirstName, comma, e.LastName, comma, e.TitleOfCourtesy, comma, and that will bring the same, and you have to add your formatting. So just bring space and then maybe comma here, and then you bring space here, and then this will have to be kind of this bracket, so this will bring it, and that achieves the same thing. So the code can either be this or the one below, that is for the formatting. You can use the plus sign, or you can use the concat and then you put it in it. So that is this for question 2. That's it for question 2. This is full name. I think if you even take off this one, it will still work. As we take the keyword as, it will still work, but I think that makes it more meaningful, so that you know is the whole of this one you are calling as full name. But if you don't bring it, it will work. But I don't know if it will work on my SQL, like my SQL, but for SQL Server it will work. Let's see something here. Select from customer, and then let's see what. So let's say C. So if we have C dot first name, let's see as first, and if I like as F name, it's working. If I take the as, okay, in MySQL 2 it works. You can take off the as and it will work. So that's question 2. Now let's move to this guy is kind of have to work. Now how do I comment it in full? Now that I've detached it from the parent. Okay, let's leave it there. Let's go to question 3. We just have to highlight the part you want to run and then run it. So you have question 3, and question 3 says, for every project located in Santase, list the project number, the controlling department number, and the department manager's last name, address, and birth date. So for every project located in Santase, list the project number. So it's the whole thing is like we kind of need project in Santase, and that project we need project number, controlling department number, project number, controlling department number, and then we need department manager's number, and then we need last name and no department department manager's last name, address and date of birth. Department manager, his last name, his name, address and his name, department manager's name, department manager's birth date, and department manager's address. So for the projects in Santase, you want these details. So first of all, let's get the projects in Santase. So that is for every project located in Santase. So let's see, this is location, not department. So let's see the schema. Where does it here? So department location, project number. So for every project located in Santase, so these are the projects and these are their locations. Okay, so project, we want the project, their locations, the department manager's number. So this is the department manager's number. You get it from this table, and then the department number, the department number, will get it from here. I think there is even here. So these two tables. So and then the department manager's last name, address, and so name and address too is here of the department's manager. So we are using this table, and this table, employee, department, and project. The project will give us location so that we can know this is at Santase, and then the manager. This could have also gotten as the department number for the two, like the project number. The project number, as this column P number, so we get it here. The controlling department number, this is the department number, the department number, which is the same as this one. So department number is here. From that same project table, we're putting the two columns, but the manager's name, address, and birth date, those ones are in this table, and this one is not linked direct to this, it's linked to department. So we have to kind of pass through department and hit the employee table. So the three tables we'll be working on are from our schema. We will use project, department, and employee. So we have a project, department, and then employee. So we have a select all from project. Any table can come first. I'm sure the final results will be the same. So let's say employees. We need this table, or from the department, and then select all from project, that is P. So employee is linked to department is linked to project. So that is how it is. So you don't need this, you replace this with inner join, and then you see on e dot department ID, which is called d dot department ID. You don't need this one, to replace it with inner join P. Then we have on p dot project ID, which is equal to department ID, which is equal to this is p dot department ID. So these are the three tables we've joined. That's it. So we've joined the 3 tables. Now let's see the columns we need from the question. You need, okay, we've even written it down here. So we need them. Okay, let's get the Santasi, where project location is Santasi. So so where project location and project location, and then this is project location. So you just have to, the sample data I use are related to my hometown, so that's why I use one fear. So where P location, so where P dot P location, P let's go to Santasi. So if in your database you uploaded the one you downloaded from online, if it doesn't have Santasi, then we have to go to the project table and then do that editing, and it's just straightforward. You go to project here, project. So if you come here, it's edit, and then you just change something of this to Santasi. So that's it, so that you can get data. If not, your query will bring 0 rows. So where this is Santasi, so there's only one there. There's only one person there is with Santasi working on the Fanta project. So it's not every record we want, so we're not coming here to refuse them. So not this one. If you scroll up a bit, we need the project number. So we will have P dot project. This is the department, project location, project name, and then that's the project ID. That is in my table, I call it project ID. So we can say as project number. Project number, we need that one. The second one we need is department number, controlling department number. So we can get it from P dot department number. So we can have this, and then and then we will have a department manager's name, his date of birth and address. That one is in the employee table. So e.FirstName, e.LastName. This is e. Just like the first one we did. You have the title of courtesy. We will concatenate this to form the name, and then we have top here, date of birth. So date of birth, birth date, no department. So birth date, and then what else, address. So we have address. That's all, and I'll prefer putting it here so that it will belong to his group. So that is so we just have to concatenate this. Then you say concat. So just inside you put all this, and you say as name, and call it name. I put it in this because if you don't put it there, it will be colored. So I don't want color change. So that is the concat. Yeah, this is not supposed to be. This is the first one. E dot this, then you put why is it underlining it? So concat concat, you open bracket. Okay, what did it say? Incorrect syntax. This is expected. So if you do concat, it's e. You guys are not serious sometimes. So courtesy. So what are you underlining? And then comma. Let's see if it's from here. So if you take away this, okay, I get it. It has to be comma here. So that's all. It's some way. It's this way. It doesn't matter how you arrange them. It still will be able to work it out. But I think this makes sense so that you see that is full name for out there. So no, come back. So what have I done? Properties, no, F5. So my record is only one person that qualifies that criteria. Department managers, last name. Yeah, so what is the schema? So okay, so this is the department managers. That's a number. Let's see something here. Take off all this from here, and then let's see this code. And to see the department managers, this supervisor. Okay, there's no department manager. I didn't have department manager, so let's. So department manager is SSN. So let's try and see. Select all from department employees. So let's assume who let's make one of them the manager there. Which one? Yes, out of the abundance. Let's use Callahan. Who is Callahan? Laura. Okay, I have a friend called Laura, so I'll make him manager. That is nepotism, but I don't care. So Laura, so 8. So if we go to department for that Santa, say let's make the project manager 8 for that Santa. No. Okay, let's make him one. He's the manager here. So let's say 8 is the manager. Let's say 10, 9, 1 is the manager. Or is it one-to-one relationship that every department will have only one manager, or manager can manage 2 departments? These are things I'll ignore. So let's just put in some values for the research department. Okay. I have to open it again before we can update that one too. So let me say that one is 3. Okay, so let's see our code. So department. department manager is now 8. So 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 depar The department manager is 8. So let's see the code we have. Is Smile and Margaret. What? Now we need that spacing in the name. So let's say we need this. So we have this, and then maybe this will come in brackets. So yeah, so Smile and Margaret 8. So let's see his ID. Select all from employees. For this, and it is 4. So. There's nothing wrong with the code, but I want to make sure the data is returning makes sense. That is what I'm trying to troubleshoot. So of course, if it's exams after writing this, there's no way to troubleshoot. You just come back and think, oh, I've done it, only to realize you messed. So this is Santasi project located at Santasi. So let's see projects. So these are the projects. So for the one located at Santasi, there are 2 projects at Santasi. In the department, there are 2 projects. No, I think this is 1-to-1. There can be 2 projects at one place, or they can be, I don't know. So let's yeah, in practical terms there can be a reason for 2 projects to be at one place, but to simplify what we are doing, let's try and clear those things that will require you to query further. So let's keep the Fanta project and throw this one to WA. So we've taken this one to WA. So let's check the project out. Let's run again, and then so Santasi is 9. So Santasi is 9. Santasi, the department is 3. So Santasi department is 3. So inner join department D on okay, P, so you can use the short P dot project ID is equal to D dot department ID. So let's see for 5 to project 3. That is Santasi. The manager's thing is ID. The department managers is ID 8. So from we can just run this and then see ID 8. ID 8 is Laura. ID 8 is Laura. So I'm expecting to see the name Laura here. Then I'm seeing, oh, I've lost the editing. Project ID is this last name. Fanta project ID is department is 3. Department is project located at Santasi. Project managers. So project, which one are we working? 3. The controlling department number and the department managers. Department managers last name. Let's see something. Department so this is the department managers. Department manager is, this is the manager department. His number is this. Let me see if this one makes sense. This should go away. Where is I'm kind of searching between this and Y, so let me see this one. So it's 8. Let me see. That employee I just got to department. Department manager access number. See if this makes sense. That's enticing. Okay. Yeah, this code makes sense. Yeah, so the relationship between the department and the employee table we want to get, it should not be on the department, it should be on the employee, the employee number. That's the SS number. When I was creating my table, I didn't use the SSN, but it's the same SSN, and then employee number are the same. So if we build the relationship on this, it makes sense. So it makes sense. So this is it, and you can see it's now matching the person I gave to Laura, and it's even pulling 2 records. So that is it. Let's see. Select from projects. That is. Why is this one still the location is at WA? Department is 3. Well. Let's look at this thing again. For department and project. For department and projects, it has to be on project number. This and this. For department, that's project. In a joint department from employee, this department on this inner join. So it's project. For project and department, that is P and D. It has to be on department number. That one we are right. And then the department and employee has to be on. Yes, we are right. That is it. So this is the employee number in my table, the SSN, and this is the manager. So we are building the relationship on this and this, though there is also a relationship between this and this, and there's another link between this and this, but for our purpose we are building it on this and this, not on this and this. So this is right, but as to why it's bringing 2 records, but if I say we have to go through all this thing to figure it out, it's likely to extend our time. So I think this code is right. You just have to take the responsibility on yourself to see why it's bringing 2. It's supposed to bring 1, because from my understanding there is only this other project is not at Santasi. Could it be from, because I've detached this? I don't think so, but when things are not working you try to think anything. So let's run it here and see what we get. It's supposed to give us where does it start from here? It's supposed to give us this one. So let's see the project. The project number is project 6 and 8. Select from project 6 and 8. Project 6 and 8. Project 6 is Santasi. Project 8 is also Santasi. Which other table is bringing only one? Okay, take away this. From projects. Okay, so this is fantastic. This is fantastic. Okay, so there are actually two projects at but I thought I made this correction. Which one did I change to WA? Can't remember which one I changed to, but I thought I was changing the syntax to WA. So let's do that correction and see. Just in part. So let's see projects. We still have two syntaxes in it. So which one did I change to WA? One district, one factory. No, this one has to go to my hometown. This one here also. So we now have to Fanta. Yes, the city people, they like Fanta. We just want to complain to do something else. So now we are guaranteed there is one. So the query should return one. It should return. Let's do select and see. Now there is one syntax. So let's see. The code should bring one. The code should bring one record. So this is fine. Hey, so what it means is the mistake I got it wrong. Yeah, that's what it means, because I built the relationship on e.department ID is equal to d.department ID, but that is wrong. You realize that brings this is actually the Laura I gave as head, but it's bringing another name. So everything is right, but the output is wrong. The relationship we built should be on the employee ID. This one and this one, not this one and this one. But you can see those two relationships are all valid, but because of what we want to get, that is why we can't build it on the department. We have to build it on the employee so that you get the correct manager. So that is it. That is it for the projects for syntax. And that means the exams I got everything wrong. So if we kind of make these corrections, and then let's say here we make it syntax, and then maybe even Accra, we hate them. So Accra, so we change their project. Now go recruit. No, we not give Accra. So we change this one to syntax also. All projects are going to syntax. So you realize if you run the code, you should have good. So let's just edit name now. I did this edit, but I don't know where it went again. So we have this one, we have this, and then we can put this one here, and then we can put the bracket 2 here. So perfect. So that is it. So this is it. So for every project located in syntax, so these are the projects located in syntax, and they can be more than one, which makes sense. Where is that Laura I gave the project to? Okay, he's here, just that this one too is by different. I thought I'm getting it wrong again. So that means this person is the manager for 3 projects, and if we check it from the project, I think you should see the department yeah, department manager. Yeah, it makes sense, especially this one, for example, has several projects by one manager, so it's valid. It's valid. The Laura is there, so we are good to go. Yeah, he's here, so that is it. So that is it for that question. So the key difference is you build a relationship on the employee, like the relationship between the employee table and the department table. You build it on the employee number, or like the SS number of the employee, and then the manager SSN of the department. Don't build it on the employee department ID and then the department ID. That gives you a code, but if you check your results against the things in the table, you realize that doesn't give the correct one. So that is it for that question 3. And then let's move to question 4. So that question pull our ears small. So let's I said it earlier, it's not like we are not doing it. So if anything at all, you all have to face it together. If you have to go to Google to check, we'll go and check it. So now let's go to the 4th question. For each employee, for every employee, retrieve the employee name and SS and the name of his or her immediate supervisor. So this is, so we have employee name, employee ID, or that's the SSN, and then we have supervisor name, employee name, and the name of his or her immediate supervisor, and then the name. So that is it. 3. So employee name, employee number or SS number, and then the supervisor's name. So let's see the employee table. That means everything has to come from the employee table. There's nothing mentioned like projects or department or locations or something like that. So you have employees E. Let's make this a comment. So so we need an employee name. This is the name. This we've been doing the name, so we just copy this one. That's all. And then dear supervisor, and you can see this is the supervisor. So what it means is, this is too long. Let's try and just select some of them so that we can have in one screenshot we can see everything. So we have e.FirstName, e.LastName, and then e.supervisor SS number. So let's have it this way. So this is it. So Nancy, is it Davolio or whatever it is? So Nancy X, you realize his supervisor is the same employee with ID 10, and if you come ID 10, let's add the IDs. So we have here employee ID. Employee ID is the same as the SS number. So Nancy X, his employee ID is 1, and his supervisor has an employee ID of 10. So if you check who has an employee ID of 10, that is Sewa Mnemonic. So Nancy, his supervisor is Sewa. If you take Andrew Fuller, I should have changed this one so to like Kofia Sare, Alan Tramanten, and Paumia and things. It's difficult pronouncing the names. I tried doing a couple of them, but not all. What is Fuller? Janet Levin. So if you take number 2, Andrew Fuller, his supervisor is 2. No, this is haram. What it means is he is supervising himself. It's not right. But let's go. I just put in these values to be able to solve that question. So if you take Janet, his ID is 3, his supervisor is 2. That means he's Fuller. This Andrew. And then if you take Sumaila, his supervisor is 1. Who is 1? Nancy. If you take Samuel Steven, his supervisor is 1. Who is 1? 1 is Nancy. If you take Kwame X, his supervisor is 5. Who is 5? Samuel Steven. So basically, if you take the lady with protocol, his supervisor is 3. Who is 3? Janet. So the same, if you take this noun person, Sima Francis, his supervisor is 1, and that's Nancy. So the same employee, they will say, yeah, you supervise this. The same employee, let's say you are 11, you are supervisors for your own self, like you supervise this will supervise you, just something like that. So you are all in the same table, supervising each other. So this is like self-referencing table. I think that is the IOPAC name, self-referencing table, like the correct way to say it. That table is still referencing itself to get its employee. So we have to use how do you call it? Self-join. It's called self-join. Now if you come here, we join to department because there are other informations in department we want to get. So we join the employee to department, and if we want to get projects, some columns from projects, then we join to project. We inner join to project. Now here is the case. I skip these ones, for example, the inner join and others, because I've assumed you all know it. But if you say inner join, now you have 2 tables, 1, 2. If you say inner join, that means the person is here, he's here. That's what you basically mean, inner join. That record is here, is here. So if let's say scenario, I use one example. Let's say, for example, NAPCO came out making recruitment, and over 49,000 people applied. They interview 100, and then let's say finally 100 have been given placement. If let's say it's even in theory, but let's say 100 has been given. Hopefully they will be given. So you can use that. You can assume, let's say 100 are qualified to work under NAPCO. They have that contract with NAPCO. What that means is you can't work for any other company because it's 8 to 5 and you are under that contract. Or like in theory you can, but practically you can do your thing. If they get you, then that's your own problem. But it's kind of breach of contract, and the laws will deal with you. So if you apply for NAPCO, that means if you are picked, you can apply for another. So for example, if let's say I applied for NAPCO, then I also apply for that limited recruitment from GES to recruit, let's say 8,000 people. So I've applied for NAPCO, I've also applied for GES. So when, let's say after the interview, they now have 100, they've given that 100,000 people. Now you want to see who are those who applied for NAPCO and also applied for GES, and NAPCO have given them contract. So that means GES don't have to give them. So you want to see those who applied for NAPCO and also applied for GES, and they've been given contract, like they've qualified for NAPCO. They applied both and they've qualified. So if let's say those who applied for NAPCO, they are in one table. Those who applied for GS, the 8,000 limited recruitment, they are in another table. If you want to see those who applied here and applied here, you use inner join. That means they apply here, they apply here. So it is, you query the NAPCO table and then inner join GS table. So it will just be something like select all from NAPCO table, inner join GS table. Let's call this G, and then let's call this N. So we say where N dot applicant ID is equal to G dot applicant's ID. Now if you do this, it will bring all those who apply for NAPCO and also apply for GS. Now if you just want to get all those who qualify, like who have been picked by NAPCO, then you say this inner join, this is on, yeah, is on. So then you say where the NAPCO N dot, let's say police application status is equal to, let's say recruited. Maybe you've been recruited. So now this will bring those who apply for NAPCO and they have been recruited. But if you take this one out, it only brings only those from those that apply both, regardless of whether the person is picked or not. But if you add it, then that means the person well, he applied for this, he was recruited. So it brings both. Now if you want to say I want to see all those who applied for, let's say, NAPCO, your focus is those who applied for NAPCO, bring all of them. And if they if they apply for GS or not, I don't care, just bring everybody who applied for NAPCO, but bring their GS status. So if they apply, you say GS they apply. If they didn't apply, you say no, these people didn't apply. But if you use the inner, those that didn't apply for GS will not come. But if you say left join, instead of this you say left, so it will bring all those from NAPCO. And if they apply for GS, that GS will be, name will be there, and if there's nothing, there will be null there. And if you want to turn it and say all those who applied for GS, bring their list. If they apply for NAPCO, bring the NAPCO too. If they didn't bring null, then you use right. So that is it. If you have two tables and you want to see here is here, you use inner join. If you want to see it's all the table you listed first, that is after the from, the one you listed first, that will be your left. So if you say left, that means everything here should come. Well, if there's a matching here, bring. If there's no matching, you bring the nulls. But if you say right, everything here should come. If there is a match here, bring. If there is no match, bring zeros, or like nulls, the default. Or but if you say inner, and then it must be here, it must be here. So that is the inner join. So we are going to use the self join to do it with the inner join. Is that it? Yeah, I think inner join. Yeah. So let's do, so select all from 718. So select all from employees. Let's say E, inner join the same employee. So now this will serve as one table. Inner join the same employee. Then you call that one, let's say supervisors S. That's just all. The same table, you call it employee. That same table, you call it S. So basically what you are doing is something like this. Then you call this one S. So if you run this, the same data will come. This, if you run this, the same data will come. Yeah, but when you do it this way, it gives that let's say in memory, it kind of create them as two separate tables. So you can now just query the same, just like treat them as two different tables. That's all. Treat them as two different tables. So then so assuming this is, so you have e dot on e dot employee ID, which is equal to s dot. But now remember this one, the s, we are interested in the supervisor, not the employee ID. We're interested in the supervisor's ID. So that is it. So if you take Sewa mnemonics, his supervisor, don't shame me, supervisor, where are you? His supervisor is 10, and what is the name of the 10th person? Nancy. So it's too long, so let's try to get the specific columns we want based on the question. We want for each employee, we want the name. The name is here. We've worked it out already, so you can just copy this one to make things easier for us. So first of all, we need the name. Don't need this comma here because that's the first one. The number, yeah, I think the number, e dot employee number. Then you have comma employee name. Then the supervisor name. So we are repeating this one. Let's call this EMP name. And then we call this one as supervisor. Supervisor name, but here it will be our second table, which is the S, so I hope this is right. So this is Sewa mnemonics. His supervisor is Nancy. So let's compare with what we have. So select all from employees. Employee, that is E. So we are creating the original table to see. So we have e dot first name, e dot so last name. So let's concat this one too. So we have this one as what am I even doing? So let's just do this e dot this e dot employee ID, and remember the employee ID is the same as the SSN. So in your table, if it's SSN, you have, so we have e supervisor ID. This is what I'm trying to get, so that we can run the two and then compare them to expand it. So here is it. Sewa mnemonic, his supervisor is Nancy. So what is Sewa mnemonics? This is Sewa mnemonics. Supervisor is 2, and then 2 is Andrew Fuller. Supervisor is Sewa mnemonics. That is 10. Sewa mnemonics. His supervisor is 2, and who is 2? And then the second one is Andrew Fuller. He is supervising himself, so that one is right. Andrew Fuller, his supervisor is this one. Janet 11. What? Nancy, his supervisor is 10, and 10 is Sewa Nimonish. Nancy, no, idiot, this code is wrong. So, yeah. And the left joins and tens, I'm not sure those ones will work here because we want to, or you should give the same record because it looks like everybody in table 1 is in table 2. Yeah, it will give the same record. No, give 25. Okay, it makes sense. So others didn't get matched, so I don't know. Nancy 111 duplicate. So it doesn't even look like an answer. So let's say right to there's 20. Sewa. The money is his employee 10 is 2. 2 is Andrew Fuller. Nancy Devil. This is the guy. Nancy Devil. Who is supervising him? 10. Sewa is supervising him. Nancy Devil. Sewa is supervising Nancy. Okay. And let me see who else. Let me see. Janet 11. Why? Janet 11. Why? Who is supervising him? 2. 2 is Andrew Fuller, and this is the Andrew Fuller. Okay, looks like, let me see the inner. So, okay, 20 records. So that's 10 for the first quiz, 10 for the second quiz. So if you come, Nancy W. Sewa. So Nancy W. The one supervising him is Sewa. That is this one, and then the loving is 2. Who is 2? Let's see that loving Laura. So Janet 11 is 2. Nancy. This is Sima SBMA is 1. Sima is Nancy W. Nancy W is 1. Nancy W is 1. Okay, I think it's working, but it's exchanged. It's like kind of this has to come here. That's what I'm seeing. So this one is supervised. His supervisor is there, so this have to come here, and then this let's see something here. So in a join, let me see. That make a difference. Let me see here. When things don't work, you try to do anything at all. Then, let's say Nancy W. His supervisor is 10, and 10 is Sewa mnemonics. So let's see. What am I seeing? So I'm even getting confused. I don't know what I'm thinking, cry again. So let's see. Janet, Nancy, Davido, that's Nancy Davido is supposed to be supervised by 10. Let's say this one has through S above G. Let me see it here. So here should be S. Let's see here. And then if we make here E. So Nancy. This is the Nancy Davilo. His supervisor is Sewa. Nancy Davilo. His supervisor is Sewa. Sewa is 10. Okay, this one is right. This is 6. 6 is Kwame. His supervisor is 5. And 5 is Samuel. So this one, the supervisor Kwame should be Samuel. Janet is 3. That is this. His supervisor. Janet's supervisor is 2, and I think 2 is Fuller. 2 is Fuller. So where is Janet? Janet's supervisor is Fuller. Oh yeah. So Samuel. There's Smiler Margaret. Where is Smiler Margaret? Where is Smiler Margaret? ID of 4. His supervisor is 1. Smiler Margaret. Where is Smiler Margaret? His supervisor is W plus 1. Nancy W. Yeah, this is right. This is right. The first one turned the upside down. The supervisors became the employees. So I just had to change this one to match it. So it's the same code. What you just have to like what, or let's say what is working. It's difficult to explain why it's working, like why you turn it upside down the first time. So the same table as E, the same table as S, but bring the second one first. So if you label this one as M and then this one as N, then make sure the second one N comes here, and then the first one you name M comes here. So you just have to change this one to the appropriate one. So that is it. It works. So this is the code. The second one was just for testing. So that is it. So this employee is Smiler Margaret. His supervisor is below this person. His supervisor is this person is the person supervising him. So that is self-referencing join, like the same table is referencing to itself. Maybe someone can work the same out by creating another table and then calling that table like supervisors. So the same information will be here, the same information will be here. But this is also another way of using one table to handle situations where like the same employee are the same supervisors, or like the same staff, you make some of them managers. So they have everything of a staff, but they just have the position of a manager. So that, especially this one, doesn't come with any extra features, like maybe by virtue of that you have to get some allowance or other things. So it just to indicate this one is supervising this. But I think if there has to be more information relating to who that supervisor is, it will make sense to split it to another table, so that this inner join will come here. Like this will have been a different table altogether, not like that same table, you call it with a different name. So that is it for question 4, I think, and that's it for this one. So we are done with question 4, and yeah, and that is it. The question 5 was I think features of or properties of subquery or stored procedure. No, subquery. Because I remember how I was struggling to get them, and the easier way to explain that one is if we come here, let's do away with this comment. How do so let's say this one, this is it. Let's say we don't need a sum, we just want to list all those people, or like let's say like employee dot employee ID dot salary, so something like this. Let's just list 2. So this is the one in this bracket is a subquery. The information here is a subquery. So what are some of the properties you can see? I was just in the exams hall guessing, and I realized all subqueries that actually have, if I just say I've written, they come after this where clause. They come after where clause. You can have a subquery somewhere here before finally you come and say where. The subquery can have its own where clause. So the first thing I wrote is, and I think it's valid, after the exams I check it out, but maybe this can be called something else, but so all subqueries come after where clause, so they all come after the where clause. And what else can we see? And if you've been doing, for example, if you say, let's see, order by, let's see, order by employee name, let's say descend in order, like 1 to 10, 10 to 1. That's what we are trying to look at here. You realize there's this question: order by clause is invalid in views, inline function, derived tables, subqueries, and common table expressions. So unless blah 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 is also specified. So that means you can use order by in subquery. So so if we come here, so that means 2. Order, you cannot use this is where you cannot use order by in subquery. I'm sure even group by to face the same challenge. Group by no, group by word, so but no effect because the record it's not the type of record that will give us any difference. So group by word, so order by didn't work, so you realize you can't use order by in subqueries. And if you look at this subquery again, one other thing, for example, instead of this where first name is equal to this, you can still write it something like where first name in, then you will say select from employees, let's say k, where k dot employee id in, let's say 1 or like 4 5 11. I'm listing these ones, so k dot employee id. Let's see if this will work. Conversion failure, didn't it? No, where employee ID. Now you see, this is also giving the same result. So that means subquery can have subquery, like subquery can have subquery, that subquery too can have subquery. So this is the actual code, and it has this subquery, and this subquery too has this subquery. So one other property of how do you call it? Then property of subquery is it can have subquery has multiple can have subqueries here. Like inner query again, the subquery, so like the subquery can have another subquery in it, like in that order. Subquery can have subquery can have subquery. So if we have to look at this one again, what are the characteristics we can look at? 740, yeah. Time to leave for work. So let's see. There's even a question that is this property of SQL. And the actual language is SQL or like SQL, and then the standard and 1992 standard, and then Microsoft kind of made like this is it, you pick and then you modify it and then use it for your own thing. So what Microsoft version of the SQL language is the TSQL, like transaction SQL, like the TSQL. Sometimes they write it with dash, like something like t dash SQL, like transaction SQL. So like Microsoft version of that SQL. Okay, it must be enclosed in parentheses. I missed this. Yes, you can see when we were writing this, parentheses, anyone we want to write again, we open parentheses, we close parentheses. So I was just idiot not to remember that. So 4 must be in parentheses. Yes, so like must be enclosed in parentheses. It makes sense. Where site is saying it? C# corner. It cannot contain otherwise. It will contain more than one subquery. Yes, so it must be put in the right hand of the comparison operator. Okay, I think this at the right hand of the I think this one makes sense than what I wrote. So after the where clause, there can be maybe other operators, not just the where. So on the right side, then after, so it will always be at the right side. So this is what I'm thinking of. Closing parentheses. Is it always the case? I'm looking at a query like this. They select all from employee. Or let's say employee dot like employee ID. Then you say except select more from employees. Let's say quality. So except select d dot employee ID from this where d dot employee ID not got one. Yeah. So this bring one. And so you are saying select everything except this. That means except one. So is this a subquery? I think this is a subquery. This one is a subquery. So like if you say this one, it's a subquery. So but it's not in the parentheses, but it's working. It's not in the parentheses, but it's working. So anyway, but I think this site is more trusted than me. So C# corner. I'm just trying to possible things. You don't just have to consume them because they are online. You have to the authority. The authority is important. Like who is saying it. So anyway, let's just go by it. If I go to exams, I'll write it. It must be enclosed, but I feel it's not a must because this is a subquery. This part is a subquery, unless maybe there is a good reason to someone tell me this part is not a subquery. Then the bracket always full. So let's try and get few others and see. This is 1 2 3 4. My net is somewhere. With a select statement that is nested with. Okay, so if this is also coming from some possibly some Indian idiot, SQL interview question and answer, maybe some Indian idiot. So that a subquery is a select statement that is nested. So if it has to be select statement, okay, then this one is not a subquery because this one is not using a select statement. Yeah, this is a select statement.
Let's ignore that one. Let's just go and find our close to it. And this is the Microsoft version I was talking of, TSQL. That is the same SQL, but like Microsoft has modified a bit of them, and that's what they are using in the how do you call it, the studio. Properties. Okay, it can also be called a self-select arbitrary using the body of understatements executed by including in brackets. They are generally used to return a single row as an atomic value, or they may be used to compare values against multiple. So Screech. This guy is deadly. Let me do some advertisement for you. If only like it's phone related, he's dead on phone. Like these smartphones, he can pull all the files, everything inside, and it's just an expert when it comes to these phones. A very close friend. I think he has a program on. Is it Joy? Is it Joy Radio? Yeah, Joy Radio. They normally, he and some guys, they normally go there to educate people. I think it's on Thursdays. His by name is Pandora's Box. So if like you've been watching that Joy program, it's evening. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so what did he say? Tuesdays. So that's it. He's by name Pandora's Box. He's my classmate. So very good guy. Very good guy on phone. Forget it. So and a lot of things. If I want to know, he's the one I normally ask. Or things I'll find about phone, I'll throw it to him to do a search on it, and he's the best way to do the test and then get me the results. Sometimes one WhatsApp group, like we wanted to increase the limit, and I kind of find out there is a way around it to increase the 256 or so, the maximum you can have. So I read around it, found it, and I told him to do the test and see. He can split his phones and do other things, so I told him to test. So WhatsApp has some file in it. It's kind of XML file, and that's what hold the maximum. They are idiots. So the 256, the limit is actually on your own phone. So if you can split that XML file and change that 256 to 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000, that means your WhatsApp group can have up to that number. But one thing I realized is you have to change that before you create the group. After creating the group, you I'm sure it will record on somewhere else, but if you change that figure and then if you open, you have to get a good editor for that, so that you can open the WhatsApp files. There's a specific file, and then it's an XML. Then you change that 256 to whichever figure you want before you create the group. So like you do that change, then you create the group. If like it's an existing group, you've now read the limit, I think then what you can do is to create the group and then lead with those people and then migrate them to that new group you create, and then you can have that SS limit. So that's it. That's by the way. You were reading here and then he says something. I've closed it all. That possible Indian idiot is blocked for saying something. Today my this thing is some way. Doesn't behave this way always. Yeah, I'll put it in this channel, this video there. I've created this ideal computer science, so or everything relating to the classwork, I'll put them here. He says something here. Can you tell me? Yes, let me see here. If you look at the code we have here, you see in the this one here we didn't list multiple columns like e.FirstName. No, it's just one row. If you run this, pairs will lose. Yes, only one expression can be specified in a select list when the subquery is not introduced with exists. So it's not absolute. That means if you say exist, you can, if you use the exist keyword, you can list multiple, but if you don't use exist, okay, so we can, I think this error message can also be a feature of what that's what the guy is talking about. So let's say 5, then you say only one expression can be specified in the select list when the subquery is not introduced with exist. So this is perfect. It's serving as a property now. So subquery, then I think let's get the right word when we use the order by. So we can use list multiple. We just have to list one row. So the order by clause is invalid in E. So we can inline or in derived tables. So it's kind of complex, but I think we can narrow it down to something meaningful. So that means you cannot use order by. So you cannot use order by unless top. So this is it. Yeah, so that is another one. Unless views, we know what views are, we know what inline functions are, we know what derived tables are. All these things are, they are here. If we come here, I'm thinking of the programmability. There are store procedure, there are functions, the function, the table, the scalar, the system, and then you can get your views also here. So these are sample views. So I think this one, and we know what subquery, that's what we are doing, and then common table expressions. It's also another way of, let's say for example this one, if I would need this code always, I can make it a view, like create view, let's say syntaxis, as. So I'll create this, create view as this. So it's created. So this, instead of always running this one, I can just be running select all from this, and then that will give the same code always. So it serves as kind of a virtual table for me, but that will be created here. If you refresh the view, the views, you should see it as come views and tassi. That's it here. So if you drag it here, that's it from here, and then that's it. So if I don't want to do it like this way, to save it here so that it will be there, maybe just some temporary thing I'm doing, maybe I want to use this one, the results of this, in another code, but this one is too nyama for me, so I can kind of do something like this around it. What is that code? What is that code? What is that code? What is that code? Where were we? Where were we? Where were we? Or is the other window? Yeah, so instead of writing this around it, I can see, I think it's with whatever name you want to use. Let me say CTC Santasi. Or I can just say Santasi as that it. Santasi, I think this way. I have to close it here, so select from Santasi CTC. Yeah, so that's it. Now if you begin it with this CTC, then with, and then with this one, this is the common table expressions. That is the type of kind of ad hoc table you create. So this one, all this one now turns to like a table, so like you can use it straight from here. So you can do this one inner join whatever table you have again to, that is kind of the CTC there. So but you can't just run this, only this part. You always have to start from here and then you run everything, and that should give us the same result. So that is the CTC. So I think we have it now. So this is the last question. Oh, that's where we are. Question 5. So we have question 5 is 8. So question 5, that is it. This is it. Display. So we are done with it. Question 1 to 5. So I'll try and upload the video when I get to work, and I'll find a way to put the script also. Maybe below the video, possibly I'll put, okay, then what I'll do is I'll put it here when I get to work. Slash KNUST or IDL. Yeah, KNUST. I'll put it at KNUST. So it doesn't exist now, but if I go, I'll create that that directory and then I'll put it there. Yeah, it doesn't exist. So blank. There's nothing there. But if the page can be found, so if I go, I'll upload this on YouTube, then I'll create this directory and then I'll put the test code there. Maybe I'll just paste, or I'll make a way so that you can download it from there. So it's 8 o'clock. We've come a long way. That is it for the just ended semester questions. Of course, if it's exams, it will not be this long. It will be something that will be short. But the thing is, in exams, you can't find a way to test whether it's correct or not. It's the testing that is what is keeping it a bit long. So, and in fact, please subscribe for me, the channel. Please, when you go here, you subscribe for me. I'm trying to get a YouTube handle. You know, for now, if you go, let's say here, these are the sample ones I've done. I think I have just about 4 of them. There are some other 2. They are supposed to actually be in this channel, but they are somewhere, so I'll bring them here. And then now what I'm trying to get is to get a YouTube handle. Is like, maybe if you go to YouTube, we can say KNUST IDS
Someone
slash,
will go,
and then those
pick just
videos
one,
will come,
and then another will go through,
idiot,
and then come.
So that is what I'm trying to get. But to be able to get that, you need some number of subscribers before you can request that handle from YouTube. Other than that, it will be YouTube slash, and then you see some plenty basa numbers, which is not easy to like tell people go to YouTube slash this. So please do that subscription for me. And at the comment section too, if like there is something you didn't understand, you just comment below the YouTube, then I'll explain it further. If it's even worth like doing another video, I'll do another video on that. And please, the first video be share with friends so that I can get more like of those subscribers, like viewers, and I think the subscribers for like, just to be able to get that handle, so that I can say, oh, the videos will be at least say youtube.com slash, it's a KNUST, and that's it. So if you get, I think there's a number of subscribers, if you get, you can request for that. So thank you. We've come a long way. I just have to run to work. On this note, I say wassalam.